I'm Olivia here at Bulkwater Greenhouse, and today I'm going to show you the whole process of growing our ferns. During the spring, these fill our greenhouse and they all go out the door. We're only left with a few at the end of the season. I have to get 4 of them for my front porch. They're beautiful up there. They last all summer, even into fall. So we're going to go visit one of our growers here at the greenhouse. His name is Matt. He does awesome with these ferns and takes care of them all throughout the months leading up to spring. Let's go see what he's up to. All right. Hey, Matt, tell us about the ferns. What does this look like?
Hi. So first off, a lot of people don't know that lovely shade plant you put on your front porch or in a shade spot where you just can't get anything else to grow is actually one of 2 of the longest crops that we actually have in the greenhouse. That and Dracaena spikes are the other long crop that we sow in the summer before the following spring. So we get these guys into the greenhouse in late July, early August in something similar to this size plug tray. And then we bump them up into a plug tray like this because their roots are shallow. They're not big plants. We don't want to, the roots will rot very easily. So we bump them up into these and let them grow in this size plug until we're just now getting to plant them up. We generally plant them up anywhere end of November, December. This is about as late as you want to do it. So then we'll transplant these into our 10-inch hanging baskets. So here, as you can see, a lot of people don't realize we've only had this one 2 years, I think, or maybe this will be the 3rd. So this is actually a compact Boston fern. If you see, the foliage is a lot tighter, whereas this is a true Boston fern. If you look at the differences side by side, this one, the foliage is a lot larger and will also grow larger. So these are perfect if you want a massive fern to show off and just be an instant stunner when somebody walks up to your house. These are for the tighter spaces where you don't quite have the room, but you still want that Boston fern look. So then we go in, we transplant them into the 10-inch hanging baskets. We hanger them. We do between 500 and 600 of these. We grow here ourselves. So we also, because ferns like to go dormant in the wintertime, just like I do in Ohio. So what they recommend is a 10 to 2 a.m. Nighttime interruption lighting. So that keeps them vegetative instead of dormant. So they continue to grow when it's dark on days like today. And you're fooling them to stay vegetative because they obviously, if we're planting them in July, August, they are a very slow grower. So fertilizer for these little guys, we start them off with either a triple 20, 20-20-20, or a 20-10-20. 20-20-20 you can push all right at first, but you don't want to feed that continuously. It'll make them stretch. It's not so much of a big deal with ferns. But with other plants, there's a lot more stretching with 20-20-20. You can feed these our 19-2-19 blooming blend, but they don't prefer it as much. They prefer I consider the 20-20-20 and the 20-10-20 more like a daily vitamin, as opposed to the 19-2-19 is more of a specialized fertilizer. Like I said, you won't hurt them. But these geraniums, spikes, houseplants, they all prefer more the 20-10-20, 20-20-20. So that's how we keep them going and green them up. And we're not fertilizing too heavy right now. When I water these in, I'll go ahead and give them a shot of fertilizer. You don't really push fertilizer much in the winter, and that is because they're not doing much growing. You don't want the salts to accumulate in the soil, burn the roots. But we will start pushing these guys. Typically, when you switch back from short days to long days is when you want to start your fertilizing again. As we're getting more sunshine, the days are longer, and things are actually starting to grow again, so you don't have to worry about the salts just sitting in the soil. A couple things to worry about or watch out for with these guys. Mealybugs like them and caterpillars like them. Not so big of an issue outside because you have your natural predators. But in the greenhouse here, those are our 2 biggest problems. So the biggest thing to know, if you have caterpillars, they'll almost put off a sweet smell. We can smell it when the ferns start getting the caterpillars. Or you'll notice the caterpillar frass on the ground underneath where your baskets are hanging. Quick fix for that that's available over the counter to you guys is 8. We sell 8 by Bonide. 7 is just same chemical, different manufacturer. You can pick those up anywhere. And that's all I use here at the greenhouse. Don't pull out any of the heavy hitters. Just use 8 to take care of the caterpillars. Mealybugs, I'd recommend the same thing. They're a little tougher to get rid of, but you typically don't tend to see mealybugs outside on your plants as they come up on the tropical plants that we get from Florida. So it's mainly more of a greenhouse thing with mealybugs. But yeah, again, I would just recommend 8. And just to keep them happy, you just want to push your 20-10-20 or your 20-20-20 throughout the summer, once or twice a week. They're not heavy feeders, but you'll see they'll start to turn peak at a lighter green if they need fed. One more thing I would say is ferns don't typically wilt like your typical plant you're used to seeing. They kind of get dulled out. So if they're looking dull, like it's not a vibrant green, and they're just kind of looking brownish dull green, you can not dead brown, but just more of a dull brown. That's how you can tell they're dried out. They're not heavy water consumption plants, but they'll take a good watering. Think you've almost run ferns like geraniums.
This is what they look like, and we will get these ready to go for the summer in these nice 10-inch hanging baskets. Thanks for watching. This is what life as a fern looks like with our grower Matt. So many fun facts from him. You can always count on him to help you understand what life looks like here at the greenhouse. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the spring.